cash in the bag, stadium packed. Born a rock star in this life, gon' live it up on the attack. Baby, I'm bad, I just wanna get caught up in this
Whoa! I
life.
just
I'm
made
crazy,
money.
I'm mad, doing no cap. Only God wants you, better go live it up. Cash in the bag, stadium packed. Baby, I'm bad, baby, I'm bad.
I just wanna stay bad, stay mad. Chip on my shoulder cause they treat me like an outcast.
Oh!
I ain't gonna take that, stay back. I'll be swinging hard till the hits come in all caps. I ain't gonna lay back, pray that someone's gonna help me. Ain't nobody like that. I ain't gonna wait, that's all fact. Give me one shot and I'll never get the throne back. I'm sick of being cautious. I'ma go cause something, can't stop this. I'ma steal everybody's lane, call it shoplift. Sick of hearing everyone complain when they thoughtless. Taste the pain, it's like candy canes. It makes me go change into a better frame.
Hey, welcome. Hope you guys are doing well. I'm doing well. I'm enjoying the league. I don't know about all of you, but I think right now, POE2 is looking like it's moving in the right direction. Still got a long way to go, and hopefully the next patch, which should be around December, should be a big overhaul to the end game. Kind of what we need. I'm gonna give some opinions about that later on. But first off, let me just kind of go through what I've been doing. Hopefully, you like the clips at the beginning. I had a lot of luck. Uh, the headhunter was ridiculous. That kind of funded the build. I was doing the mortar cannon setup, and then I learned about the helm tech, which is this helm right here. I learned about that through Palsteron, and I decided to just go ahead and do what he was doing. It wasn't much different than what I had started. The only main difference was the whole surrounded thing, and I'll show you what that is. So surrounded requires you to have 5 mobs around you, but with this helm rolled perfectly, you have 5 fewer, so you always get the benefit of any nodes that say surrounded. So you get these clusters here, and then you get this cluster over here. You can get more, I think, armor if you wanted to get if you wanted to go the armor route. But I went full on evasion. I'll show you my stats here. Everything else is pretty much the same. It uses a lot of weapon points to do different things so that you're speedy and defensive when you're firing your explosive shot, and you're doing a ton of damage whenever you drop your totems. The totems will um, snapshot whatever the tree is when you drop them, and then when you switch over, it keeps that damage. So that's just how that works. Uh, Nothing else really is big here. This is just a basic craft for this. This is actually quite easy to get, with the exception of you got to get the base. This base had the 176, the merciless roll for the physical percentage, and then you just hit it with a Fizz essence, and then you roll prefix only desecration mod. You get your ballista totem, and then you roll the 3 mods in the suffix. It's good if you get lucky. You can get like attack speed, and maybe life leech would be okay, or even better, loads 2 additional bolts, but that would be very rare. Otherwise, I just went ahead and I got bad rolls, so I went ahead and put my +6 level that's using a perfect battle essence, and then I put the onslaught on there. You don't get kills very often. It doesn't count when your totems kill, but because I had such bad rolls, it's better than nothing. So I went ahead and did that. That way, whenever I do incidentally get a kill with my explosive shot, it just kind of gives me that bonus. So I went ahead and did that. The gloves, this one corrupted with damage, lightning damage penetration, pretty decent. It also has a very high roll on the elemental or the lightning resistance, so that kind of helped me out. The attack speed's a little low, but what are you gonna do? Belt, I kind of crafted this myself, pretty decent. Rings, this one here is good damage, but I would like to get life on this. It just didn't work out that way. This one was corrupted with the desecration mods. You can corrupt all 6 desecration, all 6 mods. I don't have one here. It's actually this one right here, Omen of Putrefaction. This one here, you can make some decent mid-tier gear with this. So I went ahead and did that. The corpse loop, I'm sorry, this ring is actually really good. It would be better if it had flat damage on it, but you know, you take what you can. This here isn't totally the best. It would be nice to have spirit on this. I could consider getting rid of deflection, put the spirit on. That way I could run like a pet or something like that. I don't even run the pet in this. I used bestial skin for the extra added evasion. I have 2,500 on my chest. This chest was another corruption that just happened to go. Oh, this one I corrupted myself. I crafted this after fracturing the evasion rating on it, and then once it was crafted the way I wanted it to, I just went ahead and corrupted and got a third socket. 2,500, not too shabby. Everything else is pretty much nothing special down here. I got rarity on the amulet. I would suggest instead of rarity, do the bleed, because that kind of kills me sometimes. Very rarely, but it does. Let's go ahead and look at the. I already showed you the passive. I have some pretty decent jewels. They're all totem damage, totem damage, totem damage. Can't be blinded, totem damage. This one here I found. It's not the best, but gives us 16% extra lightning damage. This is really good. And everything else is the same. So, on my sheet, I'm sitting at 74% evasion. That changes when you go into turret mode. I'm doing the weapon swap tech. That's why it's doing that. So, you drop down your totems, and then you fire, and I'm back up to 75% evasion rating. I have 80% deflection chance. There you go. There's 80%. It'll drop back down to 79. But anyway, that's that. 75 to 74% evade. I'm actually not too bad. I can survive quite a bit. This build is pretty much susceptible to degen on the ground and then the random occasion one shot. I only have 2,200 life. Again, I could get more life by getting this ring. If I could get that ring, I could get another 100 or so life, and that'd be nice. The skills, same thing as everybody else that's doing this build. Mortar Cannon setup and explosive shot setup with RotA's Assault. This allows you to just roll, dodge roll, and reload 3 bolts. It's very, very nice. It's probably the least clunky part of this build. The Mortar Cannon is pretty clunky, and in very juiced maps, I've done an 81, which was +1 on the map, and then it was a tier 16 with Delirium and a bunch of other modifiers. Was able to do it, but my Mortar Cannons in some cases were just, as soon as I put them down, they just died. It'd be nice to have. I think Mortar Cannons could benefit from something like the next 4 seconds after placing one, they don't take damage, or something along those lines could help them a lot. Or just getting some more resistances. Now, chaos resistance is not really the problem. The degen that we're dealing with the Abyss is physical dot. It's not actually a bleed. It's not a chaos. It's just physical dot, and that's what's really killing the totems really fast. Voltaic Grenade, I think, would be better. I like Voltaic Grenade to be actually in the Mirage Archer because I'm too lazy. But I've gotten used to shooting these out now. You could replace this. If you could get your intelligence high enough, you could put Voltaic Mark in this build. The problem with that is Voltaic Mark, all the marks and curses in the game now, require a high level gem to be able to hit high level mobs. So you got to get that balanced. You got to get that figured out if you're going to do something like that. And I don't have a lot of intelligence on this character, only 74. Otherwise, I've been having a blast. Now, for my opinions on the league. Number one, I think the crafting is moving in the right direction, but I think it's a little bit broken. Not broken, but a little overpowered. And that's indicative of what GGG usually does with their leagues. We get some temporary boosted power. Think anybody that plays POE1, if you've played for long enough, you'll remember how powerful Harvest was. I know there are some people out there that say that Harvest wasn't as great as they think it was, but it still was stronger than it is now in terms of the types of things you could do and how directly you could pinpoint your specific mods that you're trying to get, and how deterministic it was. It's not nearly as much as it used to be. Another one was Sentinel League. Recombinators were absolutely busted. They were the most busted. You could get triple tempo mods on gloves. You could get multiple +1 charges on rings, all sorts of stuff. So that got nerfed. So I'm thinking that a lot of what we're seeing right now is going to be considered borrowed power for the Abyss League for 0.3, and in 0.4 I see them changing some of the crafting. I think some of the things that are going to happen are these omens are going to get changed. These I think are fine. These are totally fine. I think these are fine as well to directly get prefixes and suffixes, but the bigger ones I think are going to get a little bit of a change. Let me see here real quick. So like this one is fine, I think. This one I think is fine. Even this one is fine. There's one here that I think is not fine. No, actually I take that back. I think they're all fine. Oh, this is what I was going to say. I think one of the things they're going to change is the amount of mods in the pool and what they can actually hit. I think they're going to end up making it so that there's only a pool of desecrated mods, which means that you won't be able to get like tier 1 fizz like I do on this bow here that I put up. This one here. This one has a tier 1 roll, merciless roll. I don't think they're going to allow that type of stuff to happen. I think what they'll do is they'll limit the the ceiling of what mod tiers that can roll on the Abyss omens, or on desecration. I mean, I think that'll happen. But other than that, I like the direction that it's going. I don't want it to be too deterministic, because then it just isn't. There's fun to be had when you have the RNG elements meshed with the dedicated, like the ability to decisively pick something. So yeah, that's pretty much what I'm getting at. I think it's temporary power, and we'll see a nerf, but it won't be a massive one. And we'll also, depending on what they're going to do with the end game and next league, we may see more crafting options. We may see a crafting bench one day. I know they don't want to do a crafting bench, but I don't know. I feel like they understand that people don't have the time and patience to be able to know life games like they think they can. We can't have some Diablo 2, not even Diablo 2, like any other like super grindy games. It's just not. They're not going to garner a whole lot of people playing their game if they make it too RNG. So I think a good balance is definitely in the works. Things that I'd like to see as well, map device. So I don't think they're gonna get rid. I don't think they'll ever get rid of spires or towers. I mean, I think towers are too embedded in the way they've designed this world. Couple of things that I'd like to see. Number one, a search. There needs to be a search. I mean, it's nice that if you right click on something, you can put in, something here, put a little symbol here and save it. and then you can always come back to that area. So, oh, I got a juiced area here. I'm gonna, right click this and say juice. That way I can come back to it anytime I want to. One thing that um, but the thing about that is it really does need something to allow me to go, oh, you know what? Untainted Paradises, how many do I have? Let's do a quick find. Oh, I can't control F, that doesn't work. There's nothing here. I can't do anything to find all of my Untainted Paradises. I can't find, oh, I got citadels that are open and I have my map. I've been playing, a month in the league and I have, five, 500 miles in every direction and I can't find anything. Oh, wait, there's Zens. I want to find all the Moment of Zens everywhere that I've missed. That would be extremely, extremely useful. I think it'd be a very popular thing to add. Hopefully, that's something in the works. Another thing I'd like to see is if they do keep these towers, I would like to see, and I know this is going to be kind of a weird take, but I think they should implement a specialized tablet, make them relatively common, and make that tablet be a fourth tablet you can put into your towers. And that is a specialized only for that one tab. And that tab, what this tablet would do is they would roll with a random map on it. So hear me out. Say you really like Overgrown. You're like, this is a great map. So you get this tablet, and it now, on that tablet, it says X amount of surrounding maps will become Overgrown, keeping the inherent ability, keeping anything inherent of the map itself, which means that this is backwash is a swamp. However, Overgrown is a forest. This is still going to be a swamp, but it'll be an Overgrown. That's kind of weird. The reason I was thinking of it that way are for things like the talent tree here, for this local knowledge that could be that. Plus, it also keeps in theme with the fact that it's still a swamp area. You just get to play a different map when you're doing it. And some maps, it doesn't really matter if it's a different biome. I can't think of one off the top of my head right now, but like Vol City. Vol City doesn't have to be a swamp area. That could be a forest area. That could be a couple things. You're inside of a city. It's not even so it's not a big deal. I don't see that being a big deal. So it keeps the biomes and keeps the theme of the biomes in regards to like the talent tree or the Atlas passive tree. But yeah, I like that. I like that option. I like that idea. Another thing, I'm not sure I really like the separated league mechanics. I understand why they did it. You get points doing that league mechanic. But now that I have everything full, the only thing this is the only thing I've screwed up. I've done every bit of content, by the way, with this build. The only thing that's screwed up, I screwed up was I got to wave 14 and Omni like yeeted me across the map and just YOLO slammed me and I was done. So this kind of sucked. Also, this needs to be fixed. Rogue Exile chance. This needs to be fixed. I get one Rogue Exile every like 20 to 30 maps. I don't understand the point of putting points into this if I'm not going to see them. It's not like I'm going to get Headhunters all the time. So, whatever. But yeah, I think the Atlas passive tree needs to be expanded upon and combined. I don't like having all this ritual because if I do a map with ritual in it, I feel obligated to do it. And I don't want to do ritual or I don't want to do breach. I don't know anybody that would say that. But what if you don't like one of these mechanics? You're getting pigeonholed into needing to do them because you're going to run into maps with them. And it feels bad to skip content that could, ultimately lead to some currency or some league mechanics specific stuff or whatever the case may be. So that's one of those things. I feel like some of this stuff needs to be looked at. I think the Atlas passive tree needs to look like the damn, this tree. But that's just me. Okay. So I went ahead and looked for a map. This one's okay. It's not the best. Actually, yeah, Sun Temple. Hell no. So we're gonna do deserted, and I have one that has forced pits on it, just a tier 15. This one is gonna make it a tier 16 because it's a +1 on the map itself, and then there's also a boss too. So, one thing to note: Abyss kills totems really easily, so try to put totems away from the cracks and everything. As you can see, it's not the fastest build. It could be a little faster, I guess, but another thing to note, guys might be noticing my performance isn't terrible. If you do delirium, delirium kills FPS real bad, and I think that does that for any build. Another thing to note is the map Slick, which is the one that's kind of like a bunch of, it's a pathway that's got a bunch of oil, like kind of like pools of oil everywhere and stuff. That map has some sort of lighting issue where this build will, I'm not kidding, will give you a seizure even if you're not susceptible to it. It's extremely egregious. Also, coffers. The coffers are the ones that drop currencies. If you're ever curious about stuff like that. Another thing about this build, it is a latent damage. Doing this the way I'm playing it, you can just continually drop down and fire almost right away if you're kind of up close in the faces of the enemy. Otherwise, you want to be very careful. I'll show you here. I think since there's a boss on this, I'll show you what I mean about latent damage. So you want to drop down the totems, let them fire, and then go. You gotta wait for the firing of all your grenades. There you go. That is what mapping looks like. I hope you all enjoyed the video. I need to get more consistent with this. At least once a week I need to upload something. I'm going to do some more with this. I might min-max a little bit more, do a little more, get a better bow or something like that. Or I might try a different build. If anybody has a suggestion, I'll put something together. Maybe I'll put together my own build. And yeah, I'll be streaming live on Twitch as per usual. And hope to see you all over there. And yeah, y'all get easy. All right, cool. So now it still doesn't have a connection. I don't understand how that happens. What is this?